It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Welcome to Health in the Real World. I'm so happy to welcome Laszlo Heckler today. Laszlo is a personal trainer and a motivational speaker. This is going to be a fun episode, especially since my last question is always about that motivational speech that you would give to your audience. So we're going to give you a chance to shine here, Laszlo. Laszlo, welcome.
Chris, thank you so much for having me on the show. So let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
So health and fitness, right? This is what it's about. To me, health and fitness is incredibly important. If you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. And that's a fact. Now, I do work for LA Fitness. I am a motivational speaker, as Chris did mention. And one of the motivational speaking topics I cover is about how to stay motivated. And that's what I would like to discuss today.
Awesome.
Now, Chris, I believe how to stay motivated that topic is so important because, you and me both, as well as the rest of the world, we've had those days and we've had those, January 1st, New Year resolutions.
Of course. Yep.
We have, okay, I want to be in shape. I want to, get healthy. I want to lose weight. We know, right? We know people set those goals, those resolutions. And let me ask you, Chris, how many times do those people stay with those resolutions?
Man, I think they say that like 50% or more of the people will quit the gym by February or something. I mean, it's a ridiculous number. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, Chris. That's right. I mean, like, that's the thing. And my gym, on that New Year resolution, we get a ton of people coming
Right.
in.
Yep.
And it's a swarm of people. I don't know, 50, 60 people like crazy numbers. And we're so excited, like, okay, awesome. These people want to get in shape. These people want to get healthy. These people want to lose weight, want to be able to walk in down the stairs without feeling joint pain because of that
Right.
excess weight, so on and so forth.
Right.
Next thing you know, a month or two later down the line, they quit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because they don't set their goals right. When I ask a client and I say, tell me a little bit about your goals. They say, well, I want to get healthy. I want to lose weight. I want to, gain some muscle.
Yep.
I said, okay, Chris, yeah, that's fantastic. But like, can we be specific, more specific than that? Like, tell me exactly what kind of goals you want. How much weight do you actually want to lose?
Yeah.
How much muscle do you want to gain? And we know, Chris, that if you're not specific, it's not going to happen.
Right.
We got to be that specific with our goals.
Yeah. So Laszlo, I like using the travel analogy with people is that, so if I jump in my car and whoever I'm riding with says, hey, where are we going? I say, I want to go away from here. I want to leave this place. Like, all right, well, that's pretty general, pretty vague, right? Versus I want to go to this address, right? Google Maps is not going to tell you how to get someplace unless you tell them the address, the number, the street, the city, the zip code. And if you know all that, it'll tell you the route to get there. And what's interesting with this analogy too is, there might be a road closure on your way. You might have to detour, and that's fine. You know where your final destination is. And one more thing I want to say about goals is that I think a lot of people don't spread out the time frame long enough. They'll say like, I want it now. I want it yesterday. When this is really weird, but I celebrate my half birthday. So I was born May 15th. My birthday's coming up in a few weeks. November 15th is my half birthday. I don't know why I celebrate my half birthday. It's weird. But when I turned 37 and a half a couple of years ago, I made a goal for my 40th birthday, which was 2.5 years in the future. My goal in 2.5 years, it's a long time, 2.5 years was to gain 10 pounds of muscle. And it's very, very small increments, right? So I was very aware that it was possible. I knew it would happen. and I knew I needed to get started on it right now. Now it took me only 18 months instead of 2.5 years. It took me 1.5 years. So I think that's another component. Do you address that with people when you talk to them, like, hey, come on, you're not going to lose 100 pounds in a month. Like, let's
Right.
be real, right?
Chris, absolutely. In fact, I love your analogy about the destination. It's so true. You get in your car and you're driving and driving, and you got the GPS on, but you don't put a destination there, so it's like you're wasting time.
Right.
Like, where are you going with this? So it's so important. Yeah, absolutely. Um, and that's also important to remember is when you do set goals, like you said, be realistic here. You're not going to achieve something. You're not going to lose 100 pounds tomorrow. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in next week. You know, break it down, set a timeline. That's one of the things I do tell my clients, and anybody that wants to talk about dreams, passions, or goals, is set a timeline, a
Yeah.
realistic timeline. And
Yeah.
during that timeline, you have these so-called benchmarks, right? And these benchmarks are, okay, well, I want to lose, 1 or 2 pounds a week, and that will get me to my vision or where I actually see myself in a year from now, which is,
Right.
to gain 10 pounds of muscle or to lose 10 pounds of, fat and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
you have that vision, you have that deadline a year from now, or, 6 months from now, and then you make these little goals every week and say like, okay, what must I do today within 24 hours to lose that weight in a week from now, which will ultimately get me to my destination, which is looking thinner, which is being healthier, which is, gaining that 10 pounds of muscle as you discussed. So that's so important to not just be so generalized when it comes to goals. Be broad, be specific, set a deadline.
Mm-hmm. You
Totally
hit,
agree.
yeah, 100%. You hit a great point that even though you have a long enough time period to do it, you mentioned get started right now. What are you going to
Yes.
do right now? I think it, I feel like I don't know what it is, like if I would go so far as saying like this is God speaking or something, but if you get an idea, I tell this if you get an idea, that's like gold. You realize like Amazon.com was built with one idea. And
Yeah.
if they wouldn't have just acted on that, nothing would have happened. So if you get an idea, you don't go to sleep until you take at least one step toward the implementation of that idea. It might be to do a little research on what is the best way to gain muscle. It might be hiring a trainer. It might be joining a gym, whatever it is. Obviously, you're not going to achieve that goal right now, but I mean, I've had ideas even at like 11:30 at night, and I just have this thing inside of me, inside of my brain that's like, I can't go to sleep yet. This idea is too good. Like, I just need to do at least one thing toward the implementation of that. And so it's kind of an interesting balance, right? It's like, see the long view. It might take you 2 years, 3 years, and
Right.
that's okay. And get started right now. There's
Yes.
kind of that balance, right?
Absolutely, Chris. And that is one of the problems is people don't realize they can start right now. Doesn't mean you'll achieve it right away, but you can start now to get you closer. Now,
Yeah.
I believe the other, flip of the coin, the other side is, so you have a goal, Chris, like, okay, you want to gain that 10 pounds of muscle in a year or two down the line. All right. But the other point is, and this is what's so important, is how you stay motivated for that. Like you said, when you're driving in the car with the GPS, there's gonna be bumps, there's gonna be, misturns here and there. Life's gonna hit you hard. The
Yeah.
question is, what is the reason and why are you doing it? Why do you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle? What's the reason behind wanting to be healthy? That is what's going to keep you propelling forward because there are going to be setbacks in life, whether it's your dream, passion, or your goal, whatever that may be, including fitness, of course. There's going to be setbacks. So your why and your reason for doing it has to be powerful enough to keep moving forward. And that's why people that have those New Year resolutions, their why, their reason behind getting in shape, losing the weight, it's not powerful enough. So that's why they quit
Yeah.
or they don't see the results quick enough. But if your why is powerful enough, you keep going. So your reason for doing it has to be that powerful.
Yep.
I like to say in it this way. think of your why and your reason almost like your kids, right? You would do anything for your kids. You
Yep.
would go, hell and back for your kids. So
Yeah.
that's how you should treat your goals and your passions. Your the reason why you're doing it has to be that strong, where you would go to hell and back for that dream, for that goal, for getting in shape. That's
That
what is so
is,
important.
man, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a great thing that, using kids, people who you care so deeply about. And I remember like when my son was born, he's my oldest, I had this feeling like, and I'm a very peaceful guy. Like you see, I'm very mellow, but I had this
Absolutely.
feeling like I would kill somebody if they tried to mess with my kid. Like I'd never felt that before. And then with that goal, the 10 pounds, wanting to gain 10 pounds in 2.5 years, I tied it to my children. I tied it to being able to play
Yep.
with them, to be able to lift. And it was specifically because I was already healthy, but it was more like to be able to lift them. I wanted to be able to lift my children up without hurting myself. And so I would remind myself as I woke up at 5 in the morning every day for a year and a half
Wow.
of that. Hey, I'm going to be able to lift my kids up. This is going to be great. And it was great. Like I didn't miss a single workout in a year and a half. And that, even as a trainer, I always missed workouts before because my why wasn't deep enough. But with that big enough why, it was the easiest goal in the world to achieve. So you are right on with that, with the why. Of
It's so interesting. Do you mind if I give you an example here?
course,
Um,
go for it.
Chris, obviously you must know Elon Musk,
Yeah.
right? Most of us do, right? Tesla. In an interview, he said it himself. He had two companies at the time, and he had a limited amount of money. Now he said, okay, for these two companies, I have two options. I can pour my money into one company and have it grow and let the other one die, or I can split the money and pour it into both companies and they might live or die. But he said that he treated those two companies like his children. And he said in that interview, would you ever let one child starve? He said he couldn't do that. He
Right.
thought of his companies, his dream, his goals as children. So he split the money and poured into both, and both companies flourished. So that example just like it hit me hard. It's like, wow, he thought of his companies like his children. He would never have them starve.
Yeah.
His why for having was that powerful. So we all have to do that too when it comes to fitness, when it comes to health, as you already know. So
Yeah.
that's why people miss that side of it. They have their goals, they have their deadlines, but they don't have a strong why and reason for doing it, and
Yeah.
they quit so easily because of that.
And attaching it to your real life. It's like, nobody really wants to spend their whole day in a gym, right? There are
Yeah,
well, let's say very few people do. There are a few people who do love the gym, but most people, the gym is a necessary evil, or, I'll go there because it works, or I'll work out at home in my garage because I know it works. But really, what do they want? They want a comfortable place to live, some financial security. They want a family, people who love them, people who they love. And again, tying that to all those things that are really deeply important, I think is such a valuable thing to do. um, Laszlo, I want to give you a chance now to give your motivational speech to 1 to 2 minutes. You're at whatever venues you normally go to. Maybe it's a university, maybe it's a corporation. What's your motivational speech?
all right, well, I'm going to actually tie it up into the why and the reason. So like I said, when it comes to goals, people set it too broad, right? We got to be smart with our goals, right? It takes smart people to be smart to set smart goals, right? And we know that acronym SMART, right? You got to be specific with the goals, and whether it's health and wellness, whether it's money, you got to be very specific. Next thing is got to be very measurable. You have to be able to measure it, right? And then attainable, Chris, as you discussed. You're not going to be able to lose 100 pounds in a day or two, but can you do something today to get you closer to that deadline, to that vision that you set for yourself? So it's got to be attainable, and it's got to be relevant, right? It's got to relate to your goal, to your dream, to your passion, and then time based, right? So what I tell a lot of these venues, a lot of these people is, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I Obviously, set the alarm. I mean, close the alarm, right? Set the phone down. Don't look at my email. Don't look at my messages. Don't look at my events I have. Close my eyes and start listing 5 to 10 things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to have my family. I'm thankful for the money in my account. I'm thankful for all the friends I have. I'm thankful for my health. Start doing that. And that alone could really help you drive towards success, towards your vision. After that, I tell everybody, grab a piece of paper, grab a notebook, write down your dream, write down your passion, whether it is to lose, 50 pounds, whether it is to gain 10 pounds, and then write down the goals and pick one of those goals and make your sole purpose to accomplish that within 24 hours. Now, some goals might be a bit heavier than others, right? And we all have goals that might be a bit heavier than other goals, right? Harder or easier than other goals. So those harder goals, you got to break that down into smaller pieces and then use that and make a deadline for those harder goals. And then see what you can accomplish within those 24 hours. And then after that, you put your paper down, you close your eyes, and then you mentally visualize yourself getting that particular goal done within those 24 hours. And then you go ahead and tackle the day. That's how you be smart with your goals. That's how you be smart with getting it accomplished. Because we make too many excuses nowadays. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's because of him. It's because of her. When we all know the reality is, it is us against us. Right? We are the reason why we're not where we want to be. We are the reason why we are overweight. We are the reason why we make excuses for ourselves. Because in the end, we are what? We are the captain of our ship, the master of our soul, right? So every day, Chris, when I go to bed at night, I got to convince the captain, me, myself, what did I do? I said I was going to do, and I didn't do it, right? Did I set something like a goal, and did I do it? And what was the reason why I didn't do it or did do it? And then you start to realize by the end of the day, okay, well, I made this excuse, that excuse. It's not going to fly with the captain. It's very
Right.
difficult to convince the captain why you didn't do what you said you're going to do. Right? So we have to think of it like that on a daily basis. By the end of the day, did you do what you said you were going to do? And see by the end of the day, do you start making excuses for yourself? If you do, then you know for a fact you did not give it your all. You did not do what you said you're going to do. And guess what we got to do tomorrow? Do what you said you're going to do yesterday.
Yep.
So important. That's literally that's the message I want to tell people. You got to
Wow.
answer to yourself.
Well, that's a great message. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Laszlo. That and doing that, what you detailed in the morning, right when you wake up, doing that every day, Monday, Tuesday, when
Every
doing
day.
that over and over again will create such momentum for
Yes.
your life. And then pretty soon it's just automatic. It happens without you even thinking. And then you just keep elevating your game, and then your goals are just boom, you just hit them. Awesome.
Absolutely. And Chris, that's the thing. Like you said, we write it down every day.
Yeah.
Don't write your dream, your passion, your aspirations, and then your goal and take a picture. No, 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 no. Every single
Write
day,
it
you write
again.
down your dream, you write down your passion, you write down your goals every single day, and you cross out every single goal that you chose to get done within those 24 hours. And by the end of the year, you have gained 20 pounds of muscle. You have
Mhm.
lost all this amount of weight. You're like, wow, I didn't realize I climbed the mountain so quick. Because you did
Yep.
that. Every single you reminded yourself, this is my goal. You write it
Yep.
down. It's so powerful. We got to learn to do that. And Chris, I
That's
know you
awesome.
do that yourself. So
Yep,
I
I
mean,
do.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, Laszlo, thank you so much for joining us today. I
Thank
want
you.
to give, how do people get in touch with you? What's your website, social media? How do people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn ID, Laszlo Heckler. You can find me on Instagram, just Laszlo Heckler. I am currently in the process. I'm almost done with my website. It'll be LaszloHeckler.com. And
Awesome.
I am officially creating my business account. I'm sorry, my business website will be called Achieve180.com, LLC.
I like it. Nice. Awesome. Well, Laszlo Heckler, thank you so much for joining me today on
Thank you,
Health in the
Chris.
Real World. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, take care.
Thanks for listening. to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.